everyone, welcome back to another video on the course Python Fundamentals Building Blocks for Aspiring Developers. In this lecture, we have a quick quiz for the first module. It's just there to keep you practicing. Now, I would suggest that for each question, you pause the video, try and answer it yourself, and then see the answer in the video. So the first question that we have is what is the result of the following expression in Python? So what would be the value of z? So you just need to solve this, and here are the four possible answers. Now moving on to the answer. The correct answer is 2.5 because this is a simple division. We are dividing 5 by 2. So the correct answer is 2.5. Next question. Which data type is used to store text in Python? So there are four different data types that we studied. There's one of them which is used to store text. Which of these is that one? So now moving on to the answer. The correct answer is string. If we are to store any text, even if it is a number as a text or a text in itself, we use the string data type, or Python uses string data type to store it. Next question. Which of the following are valid variable names in Python? So you need to select all of them which are valid variable names. You need to think about the rules for the variable names that we discussed about in one of the previous lectures, and that should give you the answer. So moving on to the answer, we have three correct names, three valid names. First one is incorrect because it is starting with a number. Third C option is incorrect because it is a hyphen in the variable name, and the option F is incorrect because it is starting with a dollars or with a and sign. The other three B, D and E options are correct because in D1, in the option D, the number is in between the variable name, and in the option E, it is fine to start the variable name with an underscore. Moving on, we have the next question. What is the value of result after executing the following code? So you need to remember what this percentage symbol is used for, and based on that you will get the answer. So let's move on and see the answer. So the correct answer is 1 because percentage sign is a modulus symbol, is used for modulus, and modulus returns us the remaining value after a division, the remainder of the division. Moving on, we have which function is used to accept user input in Python. So we looked at how to get user input. So you need to select the correct option, the correct keyword or the correct function from these. So if we look, the correct answer is B. The keyword or the syntax to get an input is input. It is not get input or any of others. Moving on, we have which function is printed on the screen after the following code. In fact, which option is printed on the screen. So we have two variables having values, and then we are kind of comparing them. So you need to see what would be the output of the following statement in the print. So if we move on to the answer, the correct answer is option B, false, because this statement is false because x is equal to 3, that part is correct, but y is less than 4 is not correct. So this complete statement returns false because for the AND operator to return true, both of the conditions on either side of it need to be true. So this is why it will return false, because one of them is not true. Moving on, we have what is the result of this in Python. So let me quickly explain this to you. So there is a string Python, and then we are using slicing in the string. It is just like you're writing a variable name, and next to the variable name you're using this syntax for slicing. So just consider that the string that we are using is Python, and apply the same rules for slicing on this particular string. You will need to think about it, where to start, where to end, and how the step goes. So if I move on to the answer, the correct answer is B. Why? Because it is starting from the first position, ending from the first position. This means that it needs to go over the complete string. Now the step we have is -1. So instead of going forward, it will move backward. So the starting position is P, but we say, okay, step is -1. So it moves previous to the previous position, not to the forward. So the forward position would be Y, but the previous would be the -1, that would be N. And then from there on, we say move one previous, that would be O, then H. So it is moving in a reverse order. So this is the correct answer. So I hope you have been practicing and were able to answer most of these correctly. If not, just keep practicing and you should be able to clear these concepts. That will be all in this lecture. See you in the next one. Goodbye.